Hi there, welcome back to Learn and Carve Acres. Today I wanted to get the barberry seeds planted. They're looking quite good and they look like they're ready to go in the soil. So I did some research, found that they like to be about 1/4 of an inch deep in the soil when they're planted. So I've picked up some Jiffy pots. These are the little peat pots that will they disintegrate once you've put them into the dirt. So I've got these. I started filling one. So I'm just going to fill up a bunch of these. I have my bucket of dirt right here, and just too much of it's coming out the bottom. Tap it down so that there's not a lot of air. I'll show you how I'm doing this with just one of them because there's 24 and I really don't think that you're going to want to sit and watch while I do all of these. I was hoping these would come out a little easier, but they're wanting to fall off the wet napkin. That's okay, we'll still get them all out. I'll just tap them out, maybe, hopefully. Well, after watching the video that Troll Forge did with getting these in here, he had probably, I'd say, about the same difficulty getting them to go into the baggie as I'm having getting them out. Because they're damp, they like to stick to whatever they can. Okay. So I'm just putting them, the soil is damp. I'm putting these the same way that they were sitting on the napkin. And then I'm just going to use a small teaspoon to just lightly give it its cover. I will then, once I have this tray completely filled, I will then do the watering from the bottom up so that things can, so that it can just absorb what it needs, and then I will drain off any excess water. This tray here that I'm using, it's just one of those trays that you get from the pizzas that you get at places like the Independent or Loblaws, Zehrs, those kind of places. So it's just a clear plastic tray. Alright, so we've got these all filled up. We've got a seed in each one. We have 35. So I'm hoping, I'd like to see 35 barberry shrubs come up. I do have 2 pots that are marked just because the seed that I put in them, where all the other seeds were this beautiful rich brownish red, these 2 seeds were black, so I'm not 100% sure that they're going to actually sprout. So I'm just going to add water carefully, making sure, watching the edge that's closest here to you, making sure that the water doesn't rise too high so that I'm not spilling it, sending it out onto the table. And I'm just going to keep doing this until these pots all look quite nice and moist and basically look like they've absorbed a great deal of water. I'd like to see the water mark at least halfway, if not all the way up the pot. Alright, so most of the water's been absorbed. I did end up going ahead and just watering lightly over top, just because I'm impatient and it was taking too long for the water to rise up from the bottom. So now we're going to go and move this into the mini greenhouse I have in my living room window. So I've actually placed the camera up on, and my tripod up on top of Fred's cage, which he's really not happy about. But here I have the plants ready to go in. You see, I just have it on a cookie tray. And for today, I'm just placing it in, and I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about fussing, taking the cookie tray out, or any of that. I do have my oregano starting to come up. Just these tiny little wee sprouts. Some have died off from damp, so that's why I have it open to let it breathe a bit better. My perpetual spinach, or perennial spinach, and my kale have come up beautifully. I have 2 habaneros starting and 6 jalapenos, so we should be good for salsa this year. And then I pulled a real bonehead move, and I knocked my mystery tomato seed flying. I was checking on things. I bumped the post here. It went flying, fell. The dirt went everywhere, and I couldn't find my tomato seed. So I packed this back with the soil. We had a sweet red pepper in our salad the night before, and I still had all the seeds and everything in my compost bin. I hadn't taken it outside yet, so I found one that looked like it was ready to sprout. I put it in. I did this on Friday evening, and yesterday I noticed this was up, and it's looking quite good. I don't want to muck with it too much. I don't want to knock it over, but I'm still protecting it just with the lid. I have also added to my roses, because the roses still haven't sprouted, so I added a second lid, a second pop bottle over top, and I'm hoping that will help to keep some of the warm air in here that's generated by this being in a black pot. I figured it might be a little bit cooler just because it was so close to the window. Alright, well, I'm just going to close this up now. There we go. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and remember, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and please share the video so others can see this too. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.